Have you ever watched a perfect goal go in? The crowd erupts, the players celebrate, and then suddenly the referee raises the flag. Offside, game over, and you sit there thinking, what just happened? Today, I am going to make the most confusing rule in football so simple that anyone can understand it in under 5 minutes. So stay with me the whole way because it's going to change the way you watch the game forever. FIFA World Cup 2026 is happening right now. 48 teams. 16 venues across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, billions of fans watching every single match around the world. But in almost every game, one moment splits the stadium in half. One flag, one call, offside. Coaches lose their minds, fans throw their remotes, players fall to their knees. After today, you will never be confused again. Let me break it down. Let us start from absolute zero. Offside means this. At the exact moment your teammate passed you the ball, in that single instant, you were standing closer to the opponent's goal line than both the ball and the second-to-last defender. Sybil version. You were in an illegal position when the ball was played to you. But here is the thing, position alone is not enough to call offside. Three conditions must all be true at the same time. Condition 1, you must be in the opponent's half of the pitch. If you're on your own side, you can stand anywhere you want. No offside, ever. Condition 2, you must be ahead of the second-to-last opponent. Why second-to-last? Because the goalkeeper is almost always the last defender. So you need to be past the goalkeeper and one outfield defender combined. Condition 3, you must be actively involved in the play. That means you are either receiving the ball, interfering with an opponent, or gaining an advantage from your position. If even one of these three conditions is missing, it is not offside. Play continues. Now here is where most people get confused. And once you understand this, everything clicks. Offside is decided at the exact moment the ball leaves your teammate's foot. That single millisecond. Not when you receive the ball. Not when you start your run. The moment the boot makes contact and the ball leaves. So what does that mean in practice? It means you could be in an offside position when the ball is kicked, but by the time the ball reaches you, you are back onside. And the referee, or VR, still calls you offside. Because your position at the moment of the pass is what counts. This is why you sometimes see a player score a goal, run to celebrate, and then watch VR draw a line across the screen from half a second before the shot. That frozen frame, that is the offside check moment. In FIFA World Cup 2026, cameras capture every single frame of a match. VAR can slow down footage to find the exact millisecond the ball was released, and then they check every relevant body part against the defensive line. Yes, fractions of centimeters matter. An eyelash ahead of the defender? Technically offside. This has actually happened in top-level football. Here is a rule that surprises a lot of people. Not every part of your body counts for offside. Only the parts you can legally score a goal with, your arms and hands, they do not count. You cannot score with your arm under normal rules. So even if your arm is dangling ahead of a defender, you are not offside because of it. What does count? Your head, your torso, your legs, your feet, any part that can legally make contact with the ball to score. So if your shoulder is barely ahead of the last defender but your whole body is otherwise level, VR checks that shoulder, and that shoulder alone can make the difference between a valid goal and an offside flag. This is exactly why the new technology used in FIFA World Cup 2026 tracks up to 29 individual points on a player's body simultaneously. Every joint, every limb, every scoring surface mapped in real time. Now here is some relief. There are situations where offside cannot be called no matter where you are standing. First, goal kicks. When the goalkeeper kicks the ball from inside their own box to restart play, any player on the receiving end cannot be called offside off that kick. You can be standing right next to the goalkeeper on the other end. Still legal. Second, corner kicks. When a corner is taken, the ball is being played from the corner flag into the box. No offside applies. That is why you see so many players crowding the 6-yard box on corners without any concerns about positioning. Third, throw-ins. When a player throws the ball back into play from the touchline, the receiving player cannot be offside from that throw. Fourth, your own half. If you are behind the halfway line at any point, you are completely safe regardless of where any defender is standing. Remember these 4 exceptions, they come up in almost every match. Here is a concept that even experienced football fans sometimes misunderstand. Being in an offside position does not automatically mean you will be called offside. The referee also has to decide whether you were active or passive in that position. Active means you directly touched the ball, blocked a defender from reaching it, or clearly distracted an opponent who was about to play the ball. Passive means you were in an offside position, but you had zero involvement. The ball went somewhere else. You were not distracting anyone. You were not interfering. You were just standing there. In that passive situation, the referee should allow play to continue. No flag, but this is a judgment call, and judgment calls create arguments. A striker standing near the goalkeeper might claim he was passive. The goalkeeper might argue the striker's presence affected his ability to react. The referee has to decide in real time. This grey area is one reason football will always produce controversy. Even with technology, FIFA World Cup 2026 is using the most advanced offside detection system ever built in the history of football. It is called Semi-Automated Offside Technology, or SOT. And here is how it works. Cameras installed around every World Cup stadium track every single player on the pitch at all times. The AI system maps 29 points on each player's body, every major joint and limb, 50 times per second. That is 50 complete body scans every single second of the match. The moment a potential offside situation occurs, the system flags it automatically. VR then reviews the flagged frame and generates a three-dimensional wireframe model of the player's exact body position relative to the defensive line. The result, a clear visual confirmation of whether any scoring body part crossed the line, and the speed. Before this technology, VR reviews could take 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes longer. Now the average decision comes back in under 30 seconds. Several goals in the early matches of FIFA World Cup 2026 have already been confirmed or disallowed using this system. Some by margins that would have been completely invisible to the human eye. Let us go through some of the most talked about offside moments in World Cup history. Qatar 2022, Japan versus Spain. Japan needed a miracle to advance. In the second half, Kaoru Mitoma chased a ball that looked like it had gone out of play. He kept it in by a fraction, ball barely touching the line. Japan scored, VR reviewed it, goal confirmed, Japan advanced. Half the world could not believe it until the image was released. Russia 2018, multiple goals disallowed in knockout stages by VAR, reviewing offside decisions that would have been invisible without cameras. Teams were eliminated, careers were defined, all by millimeters. And then there is the most famous incident that predates all of this, Maradona in 1986. His second goal against England that day was technically legal and magnificent, but his first goal, the hand of God, would have been caught by Sout instantly today. Different era, different technology, different story. The point is, offside has always been at the center of football's biggest moments. And in FIFA World Cup 2026, the technology means the correct call gets made. Every time you might be asking yourself, why is football this complicated? Why not just let players stand wherever they want? The answer goes back to 1863, when the Football Association first codified the rules. Early versions of football allowed strikers to camp right next to the goalkeeper, waiting for a long pass. Games became static. Goals were too easy. The sport lost its flow. The offside rule forces attackers to time their runs. It rewards intelligent movement over simple positioning. It creates the tension between the attacking line and the defensive line that makes football so watchable. Every time you see a striker hold their run waiting for the right moment to burst forward, that is the offside rule shaping the art of forward play. Every time you see defenders step up together to catch a striker in an offside trap, that is the offside rule creating tactical complexity. Without offside, football becomes a completely different game. With it, football becomes the most tactical sport on the planet. So, there you have it. Everything you need to know about offside, from the basic rule to body parts to VAR to the most famous moments in World Cup history. Next time you are watching a FIFA World Cup 2026 match and that flag goes up, you will know exactly what happened and why. If this video helped you understand the game better, hit that like button and subscribe to StadiumRise for weekly FIFA 2026 coverage. And drop a comment below, what is the most controversial offside call you have ever seen? I want to hear from you. Up next, the 5 most expensive stadiums in FIFA World Cup 2026 and the insane engineering stories behind them. Do not miss it.